Hi, welcome back. In this video, we'll try to build a single screen JSF project. We will build a project that has a single page with user ID, password, and a submit button. But before doing that, let's create a similar page in HTML. So let's go to Notepad and start writing the HTML code. This HTML and tag the header title call it as login. Put a body, tag of body, form. Will not give it a name right now. It's okay. Now we'll put it within the table so that it is formatted well. Row. And put a column. Column, we'll put it as user ID. User ID. Yeah. Right. And put a data. Let me put one more column. Call it as input type is text. Size I would like to have 15, maximum 15. All this. I want a similar one for password. So that's password. Input type is password. Size okay, 15. Maximum. Remove it. Should put it as here it is. I need a submit button. Submit button. Put it in the next line. Put it as call span 2. Say submit button. Okay, input type is equal to submit. Value is equal to login. Here it is. So save it as login.html. Okay. So let's try accessing this one. here it is. Now let's start doing the same on a JSF project. So let's go to NetBeans, double click that, and here you have. Let's create a project, call it as, so it is a web project. You have to choose the web project. You should say it is a web application. Say next. We'll call it as my first JSF project. Say next. It is asking you where your server lies, what is the Java EE version, which JDK is being used, is being shown over here. Go to next. It's asking as to what are the frameworks that we would like to use. In this case, we are going to use Java Server Faces, which is the library JSF 2.2 registered library. Say finish. And here it generates. Close what is not required for this project. So please bear with me. Okay, here it is. If you go to the projects, you'll be able to see my first project, and under the web pages you have an index.xhtml and index.xhtml. This is what you are going to see. So this says what is the title of the project. We change the title of the project to login. So here's the body. I'm going to explain these namespaces later. At this point of time, we'll just code. So I put a tag, form, and within the form, panel grid, I'll put H output label, I'll explain what each one of these attributes mean. At this point of time, just try to see the same page as we did in HTML using this JSF. So value, I would get as user ID, colon, text. If you notice, it is very similar to HTML, except that you have different tags. Size 15, max length 15, maximum columns for the panel rate is 2. Doing that, we're going to have 2 columns per row. H, output label, value, password, so instead of password we are going to put it as input secret here. If you can see the description, renders an HTML input element of type password. You can see this? Yeah. So either I have 15 or should I have 8? Let me leave it at 15. Let's have button. Command button. Value is login. That's it. So shall we run this? Say run my first project. Just building it. It's opening Apache Tomcat, running it. Now it would try to deploy this particular project to Apache Tomcat, and here it is. Does it look similar to what we did in HTML? So we will explain what this means. Now let's compare the output of this JSF that we developed with that of the HTML that we coded. Now this is the JSF output, and here I'm going to get the output from the HTML. If you look at this, both are similar, there's no difference. So this is from login.html, this is from our JSF project. Let's compare the source of these two. Let me open the source of the index.xhtml which is from our project. Then let's open the HTML that we coded. Now if you see, the only major difference is the namespace XMLNS, which refers to xmlns.jcp.org. Now let's try to remove this. If we remove this, we have a error. The error tells that it is a fatal error. The prefix h for element head is not bound. So what does that mean? It means it's not able to refer to these tags unless this particular namespace is included. So keep in mind that this namespace is necessary for these tags to work. Now let's go to each of these tags and see what they are going to render or generate. If you look at head, it would generate head of the HTML. Body would render body of HTML. Form would render form of HTML. Panel grid would generate HTML table. Output label would generate label of the HTML. Input text would generate input of the type text. Output label again would generate label. Input secret would render input of the type password. Command button would render input of the type submit. It's not necessarily submit. You can say, if you put type over here, you can also see that it can also generate a reset button, right? So by default it would generate a submit, but if you say the type is reset, it would generate a reset button. So what this particular XHTML does is that it includes the namespace for JSF HTML, and it renders an HTML page using the tags. So this is what this particular XHTML would do. We will see each one of these tags in detail in our next video, but before that, let's summarize as to what we have done in this particular video. In this video, we developed a single page HTML and called it login.html. We developed a similar page in JSF using NetBeans and called it index.xhtml. We compared the output of index.xhtml with login.html. We found the namespace required in HTML for generation of HTML, which is http xmlns.jcp.org/jsf/html. We had an initial look at head, body, form, panel grid, output label, input text, input secret, and command button tags. We will see the details of these tags in our next video. Bye for now.